Y'all can't be bringing friends. Want to scoop? We can scoop. Yeah, we can scoop. Make room.
In behind town.
I'll take care of mine.
I was trying to get my bearings when I was out.
Yep.
We'd like to call to order the Wednesday, March 18th, 2026 meeting of the Danville City Council. Roll call to establish a quorum, please.
Mayor Ricky Williams Jr.,
Present.
Vice Mayor Eve Ludwig,
Present.
Alderman John Cooper, Doug Arens, Jaleel Jones, Tricia Teague,
Present.
Sherry Pickering,
Here.
Rick Streebing,
Here.
Mike Poor,
Present.
Mike O'Kane,
Here.
Barry Johnson,
Present.
Tom Hightower,
Here.
James Pichard,
Present.
Carolyn DeToy,
Present.
Ed Butler,
Present.
13 present.
13 present. We do have a quorum. At this time, we will have the invocation led by Alderman DeToy, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Alderman Hightower. Please rise.
Gracious God, we gather tonight as neighbors and as stewards of this community we share. We thank you for this town, for its history, its people, and the generations who have built homes, businesses, and lives here through hard work and never giving up. In a time when many feel uncertainty about the future, grant us wisdom and clarity. Help the leaders seated here tonight to listen carefully, to speak thoughtfully, and to make decisions guided not only by policy, but by compassion and a commitment to the common good. Remind us that a community is not measured only by its industries or numbers, but by the character of its people, the willingness to care for one another, to work together, and to believe that tomorrow can be better than today. Give us the courage to face our challenges honestly and creativity to seek new opportunities and the patience to build a stronger future step by step. Bless this council, the staff who serve our city, and every resident that calls this place home. May tonight's work be done in a spirit of respect, cooperation, and hope. And Lord, just now we pray for our country. We pray for those who are serving in such important roles that has so much to do with our future. God, we just give you the praise for all things, and we know you have everything under your control. For it's in your Son's name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Alderman. We appreciate you both very much. You have before you the minutes of the March 3rd meeting. Is there a motion to approve those?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion or debate? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. You also have an agenda for this evening. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion or debate? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. For my report, I do not have any proclamations or are there any reports of boards, there are not any board, committee, or personnel appointments. Are there any reports of boards, agencies, or commissions? Seeing none, just two important items of information. Number one, I just want to congratulate all of those who won election yesterday, and also to thank all of those who ran but did not win. As all of us know, it takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there. You become subject to a lot of scrutiny, occasionally deserved and a lot of times not deserved, right? And so just want to wish everyone luck as they move forward to the next round of elections. The second thing is, as many of you all know, an important retirement has come upon us. As of next Thursday, Mr. Eric Childers, our acting city engineer, will be retiring after over 14 years of service to the city. He has done an outstanding job for us, including standing in for long durations when we were without a city engineer. And quite honestly, many of the things that are happening, the good things that are happening for our people, would not be happening without his leadership. So at this time, I want to turn it over to Director Rui to say a few words.
Yeah, so I just wanted to take a minute and honor Engineer Childers, soon to be past Engineer Childers. So I've gotten the pleasure of working with Eric. I'm going to call him Eric for this. I know we're supposed to keep it professional, but I'd like to make it a little bit more personal if that's okay with you guys. But so Eric, if you haven't worked with him, one of the most detail-oriented and reliable human beings that not only have I worked with, but I've ever met. He doesn't just do it, he does it right. And I wanted to just take a moment and talk about some things that he's done for me personally in my career, and just I know that that's made an impact on the city as well. So as I stepped in the director role, that there was a void there also with previous engineer Cole leaving. And so not only did Eric step up and lead the division over there and just bring a sense of leadership, he also helped me step into my role, and has been definitely a guiding light there, a voice of just that steady voice, a trusted resource that I can always count on. And so I just wanted to take a minute to honor him. He's stepped up on, as Mayor said, stepped up on more than one occasion to run the division when there was a need, not because he was even asked, honestly. It was just he knew that, hey, this is what needs to be done, and he did it, and that's the human being that he is. So as kind of the man behind the scenes that Eric is, I think that this city has no idea the impact that he has and will have on, future generations, even with just the infrastructure work that he's done. And that's something that I wanted to make sure got honored, is every single life that is in Danville is touched by him in one way or another, driving around on roads, or not to be crude, but even flushing their toilet. So So anyway, just wanted to say congratulations to Eric on his retirement, and also just let you guys know for all you aldermen, on next Thursday, the 26th, from 3 to 5, we're going to just have an open house out at Public Works. Feel free to stop in and just have a cupcake and tell them goodbye. So anyway, but thank you, Eric, and congratulations.
Eric, I know you're often a man of few words, but is there anything that you would like to say?
I want to thank you, Mayor, for giving me the opportunity to be the acting city engineer. And there's so many people I need to thank, one being former city engineer David Snell, who reached out to me early 2012. I'd not worked in the city of Danville for over 30 years, and I had done some projects over here. I was working private consultant over in Champaign, and he cold called me and said, hey, and ironically, it was Sam that was leaving the city the first time, and they were needing an engineer, and so it was a good fit. I came in March of 2012, and never looked back. I really enjoyed working 14 years. It's a very small time frame, but I hope I was able to make an impact in some ways. But you're in good hands, because the department has what I consider a couple savants, Director Rui and Deputy Director Tim Cowan, who has, in my view, outstanding leadership and asset management. So I think good things are going to come for both Public Works and engineering moving forward. Thank you all.
Thank you, Eric. Madam Clerk, at this time, are there any petitions, communications, or audience comments?
Yes, there is. When I call your name, please come to the podium. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. James Boucher regarding the special use permits 270 and 271.
Hello, everybody. My name is James. I'm a developer with Soltage. We're a firm that's building these energy projects. And I want to say first, thank you for allowing us to speak. And many of you have been incredibly generous with your time, including the mayor and the city staff. And we very much appreciate the opportunity to come before you. I know I don't need to tell anybody about the rising electric rates in our country about the conflict in the Middle East that's going to have a profound effect on oil prices and gas prices that will flow through to power prices. The solution to these problems is local, dependable power, and that's what these projects are offering. We're just off of Lynch Road. We're planning on developing 58 acres of industrial zoned land. We're going to put solar panels on them. Right? This is going to be a manageable electric site. It's going to be fenced in for safety. There's going to be a vegetative buffer between the site and the road to limit the visual impact. And we really consider ourselves to be stewards of this land, right? We have done a number of studies and surveys to make sure that this land use is safe, low impact, and compatible with future uses of the land, be that agricultural, industrial, residential, whatever might happen at the end of our projects. You all have before you a copy of the presentation that we made to the Planning and Zoning Commission. We were very pleased to have earned a unanimous vote of approval from that commission 2 weeks ago. You also have a checklist that outlines the ways in which our project meets all of the items in the Danville City Ordinance that are specified for a project of this type, with reference to the application that we made to city staff. It's all cross-referenced. There's lots of exhibits, and we're very happy to answer any questions. The bottom line is this: Soltage, myself, Jonathan Roberts, we're a small business. This is how we make our living. These projects are going to be beneficial to us. This is how we make money. But they're not just beneficial to us. We really believe, and we hope to demonstrate, that these projects are going to be beneficial to the landowner that owns this site, to our customers, and really to the entire city of Danville. You're going to hear from my colleague Jonathan on the benefits to the city from our property taxes and other benefits. You're going to hear from our engineers about the state of the project and what we've done to make sure it's safe and low impact to our neighbors. You're going to hear from Eric Hanna, the son of the landowners, who's going to tell you what this is going to do for his family and the benefits it's going to bring to the folks that own this land. And finally, you're going to hear from David Rand. He works at ThyssenKrupp, and he's going to tell you about the profound benefits that this project is going to bring to the customers that we're going to sell this power to. So we're happy to answer any questions. We're very grateful for your time. Thank you so much, and we hope to earn your votes tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Jonathan Roberts, regarding the special use permit.
Good evening. I'm Jonathan Roberts with Soltage. I'm vice president with Soltage. Been there for about 8 years now. I first moved to Illinois back in 2007. I moved to Springfield to work on the power plant that serves the city of Springfield. I have an engineering background and worked in the power industry for quite some time. I've been working in Danville for quite some time. I've been working in this community for about 8 years during my tenure with Soltage. At the P&Z hearing, we had one of our current landowners for 2 projects that I helped develop 8 years ago, and one of which just recently came online, just wrapped up construction with Judge Clary, came to provide some comments tonight. He wasn't able to be here tonight, but just wanted to give a sense that we're someone that owns and operates projects long term. We've been here a while in the community already. I have another project in Ridge Farm that I helped bring about and was constructed and completed around 2019. And with these projects, we are investing in the community, and I wanted to speak just a little bit more about some of the benefits that we're hoping to bring to the city of Danville. So one of the benefits are the property taxes that these projects are going to bring to the community over the current use of rotating between the corn and soybeans in this industrial zone district across from the ThyssenKrupp plant. And we estimate that over the 40-year useful life of the project that we leased the land from the Hanna family, that this is going to bring $2.1 million of new tax revenue to the county. We think that is appreciable and substantial, but we didn't want to just stop there. We wanted to be a good neighbor, a good partner, a good steward, so we wanted to go above and beyond. And working with Mayor Williams and his team, we spent some time working with the city staff, with Eric and Mumachu and Logan and David. We looked at a community benefit agreement to go above and beyond the tax benefits. And for this community benefit agreement, we're seeking to help the city with its efforts to attract new industrial clientele to town, to help market those efforts. I know that there are efforts underway for a mega site project, and we'll have some more commentary on that. But we think that we can help with that with this community benefit agreement that is approximately $800,000 in total to the city. That's $300,000 that would be paid up front, and an ongoing commitment for 10 years of $50,000 that we presented to the city staff. And then beyond that, we had met with many of you around tables and offices and in the area, and we identified the Fisher Theater as an additional beneficiary for $100,000 to help with their revitalization effort and programming for the youth in the community and continuing forward. So thank you for your time tonight, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Robert Mack regarding the special use permits.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bob Mack. I am the project civil engineer. I work for an engineering company in Chicago, WSP. I've been working on these projects for about 8 years. Started with the due diligence for Soltage. They hired our company to go out and initially do the site screening. I personally have been involved with the planning and the preliminary engineering, working with Eric and his team for several years on these sites. We have done various environmental clearance submittals to the state DNR. We got clearances on the EcoCat, the IDNR, which is an environmental clearance. We got a clearance on the SHPO, State Historic Preservation. So in general, this site really looks very favorable for solar in the industrial district that it's located in. I also did a preliminary drainage study for the site, and we know and the city recognizes that when you convert agricultural land, row crop to solar and you put native vegetation, you will reduce the runoff. And we have an analysis that shows that. In spite of that, we also are going to offer to the city as part of their program a fee in lieu of detention in the order of $94,000. So rather than, even though we're reducing stormwater runoff, the city has a requirement for any impervious surfaces that you add that you have to provide stormwater detention, or you can provide a fee in lieu payment, which is what we're going to do. So in addition to the money that Jonathan talked about, we're looking at maybe also offering about $94,000 in that range for the stormwater fee in lieu. I'm here to answer any questions about the engineering preliminary design. Happy to be here. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Eric Hanna regarding the solar project.
Thank you. I'm Eric Hanna. My parents, Bill and Wilma Hanna, own this property. They do live in assisted living and were not able to be here. So about 15 years ago, I kind of took over the management of this. This property was originally acquired by my great-grandfather, my dad's grandfather, right after the turn of the century, right around 1900. He owned it. My grandmother inherited it in 1964. She passed away in 93, so my dad and my aunt inherited it at that time, and then my dad and mom bought out my aunt in 2011. However, back when my grandmother still owned it, we looked at opportunities that there were on whether to sell it, lease it, what more we could do with it since it was a good location. So at that time it was listed. It's been with a few different realtors. I remember Busby, Butler, and Hicks had it in the mid 1980s. So this property has been out for approximately 40 years as out on the market to whether lease or sell it for some sort of development. Even in the late 1990s, economic development approached us and asked us to put it into an enterprise zone. We went ahead and did that. That did raise our taxes. So they've been paying higher taxes than if they had left it at as a farmland since the late 1990s. During this entire 40 years, the only interest that we ever had on it was what they called the Kodiak Project. It's when Dollar General looked to come here. Unfortunately, we did lose that to Indiana. Then the only other interest since then has been solar farms. So I've been working with Jonathan for about 8 years. And this is a lease. This is not a sale. We are not selling it. The family will still retain the ownership of it. However, my parents are in assisted living. And as you well know, that is getting more and more expensive along with health care of it. And this would be extremely beneficial for them. to have this additional income for the remainder of their lives. So the way we look at it is this is not a whole lot of change. Instead of farming corn, we want to farm electricity. So appreciate your time and consideration. Are there any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hanna.
David Rand regarding the special use permits.
Good evening. My name is David Rand. I'm the Senior Health and Safety Manager for ThyssenKrupp Crankshaft right across the street. I'm also the Environmental Specialist for Sustainability and Governance for the company. I've been with them for about 11 years, but ThyssenKrupp has been with the City of Danville for over 40. We've been a little further up the road. Right now we have a Danville Forge site there on Lynch Road directly across the street, as well as Danville Machinery. For those of you that don't know what we do, we make crankshafts. All right, every semi you pass on the road, probably about 6, if not 7 of those has a crankshaft made right here in Danville in them. It takes a lot of power to do what we do, a lot of energy. We're heating up parts to over 1,000 degrees, putting them through a 12,000 ton press, feeding them down the rest of a forging line, sending them across the street and running them down 4 different production lines. It takes a lot of energy to do what we do. Even with this project, another project that we're hoping to work on with the city in the future, we still will be buying power from the grid. We're going to use well above and beyond what this is able to do. The reality is the electricity is expensive. It's probably one of our leading costs that we have to pay for doing what we do. But then on top of that, now we have a bunch of tariffs that we're also paying. We're a global company. For what we can't do here, we have to ship parts in from overseas. We have sister facilities in India, China, Brazil. They can make the same parts that we can. And in a lot of cases, they may have to make some changes, but they can do the same work. So if we can't make it, we take it from them. We have to do that sometimes. It costs a lot of money to pay those tariffs. That is another reality. We are competing with not just our competitors in our industry, but we are competing with ourselves with ThyssenKrupp. As I said, we have companies in Brazil, China, and India that can all make the same part that we can. Their cost of labor is a lot cheaper than ours. All right, so this does help us to be competitive. All right, I'm not claiming anything that we're leaving. That's not what I'm saying. That's no intent of ours. That's not anything that's is on our minds, right? But this helps us to be competitive against others in our industry and against our own sister facilities in other countries. Any edge we can get from solar farm here and another one in the future that we're hoping to accomplish that's going to be on our own property, this helps to bring our overall overhead costs down and continue to be competitive in our market, so we can continue to do what we're doing. I'm also available for any questions anybody has. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Rand.
David Stryker regarding the special use permits.
Thank you very much. My name is David Stryker. I'm project counsel to Danville Lynch Solar 1 and 2 LLC. Also happen to be the former general counsel of the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. Had a chance to work a lot with Vermillion Advantage and in Danville, so it's great to be here again tonight. I wanted to talk about really what a pleasure it is from a solar development perspective to be working in Danville, in a city that has a specific set of criteria and ordinance. And you heard Jonathan mention it, but this is the checklist that we provided to show how we met each and every one of the city's application criteria. And I think that the strength of our application was reflected in the unanimous ZBA vote that you also heard of. So again, very proud of this project and proud to be able to present it here to you tonight. We did also have a chance to go over the ZBA findings, and as you notice, findings 3 through 11 were consistent with the unanimous vote. We did have one question we just wanted to point out with regard to the negative findings for points 1 and 2, that we don't remember that conversation specifically coming up before the Planning and Zoning Committee, but again, very happy to have a unanimous recommendation. Also happy to be working here closely with ThyssenKrupp, as I mentioned. I come from an economic development background. I have worked a lot in East Central Illinois and specifically in Vermilion County, and know how important projects like this are to big power consumers, which you just heard about. Also very familiar with the mega sites and the vetted site program that you're in. I understand that there's 11 parcels in the area that are part of this. Just so everybody knows, these projects are only on 2 of those parcels. So certainly 9 of those parcels will be available going forward. And also, I think as you heard from ThyssenKrupp, that having power generation on site and the infrastructure upgrades that will go along with this, that will allow additional cheap solar power to come in will be an additional betterment and allow you to attract more heavy manufacturing companies that are going to create permanent jobs, along with the tax revenue that you heard about that this project will create, the community betterment agreement that's very unique that this project will create. So again, we're really hoping that this sets the table for green power. It sets the table to allow the community here, Danville, to have a significant pot of really economic development flexibility to go out and market itself in this great site to new companies, and also to be providing, quality construction jobs while this whole project is proceeding. So again, like everybody else, happy to answer questions, but again, very proud to be able to get a unanimous vote from the Planning and Zoning Committee. And I hope you found our checklist very user-friendly to confirm that we're living up to all the criteria that you all established for us here this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Frank.
Deontay Brooks regarding tree maintenance on city properties.
Evening, everybody. Mayor, Alderman, something that has came to my attention on city-owned property, on a lot of our vacant lots, there are a lot of a lot of dead trees on some of them. And due to climate change, we're getting more severe wind events, straight line winds throughout our region. And I want to ask you all, what is the city's plan to deal with these trees as they're falling and they're hitting people's houses and they're blocking roads and things like that? Is there a way that we could handle it before they fall? And that's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks.
That's all I have.
Is there anyone else who wishes to address the council this evening? All right, thank you. We have before you two zoning petitions. If there be no objection, since they are to adjacent parcels for the same property or for the same project, I would entertain a motion to take them together. Item 8A is an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance special use permit number 270, and item 8B is an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance special use permit number 271. Is there a motion for approval?
So second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate? Chairman, before we get started, if we may, I would like to have our planner, Mumachugurang, provide just a little bit of explanation for the information that you were provided as well.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, council members, audience, and all the city staff present tonight. So all the aldermen and alderwomen, you'll see a packet right in front of you with Lynch Road Industrial Site. So this is an information sheet that the city staff prepared in response to a lot of questions and concerns that was raised by the most of the aldermen regarding this special use permit for commercial solar on this Lynch Road site. So you'll see basic information such as the purpose of this sheet is to provide factual information to help the council make a informed decision regarding these zoning petitions. Just to give you brief information, you'll see this parcel that is proposed for solar is part of a larger mega site that the city and Vermilion Advantage has been marketing for industrial development for the past 4-5 years. It just gives brief information about zoning information and incentives that is part of this site. On second sheet, you will see more of a comparative analysis based on what a proposed solar would look like on a site versus an industrial site, specifically a mega site. You'll also see the benefit agreement and all information that the proposed solar site is proposing, and we have put together a comparable industries within Danville, comparable to size of this parcel. And the last sheet is additional information that DCEO provided based on the mega site that we've been marketing it as. This is just basically how many RFIs Vermilion Advantage and DCEO has put together in the past 5 years. And And if this proposed solar does divide this site, how many RFIs that were available for a site of 170 acres, and the rest is just the type and number of industrial projects that has been initiated in Illinois in the last 3 years based on how many job creation, what is the capital investment, and what type of industrial development. So if you have any questions, we are happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Chu. Alderman, I'll open it to Alderman Teague.
So thank you, everyone, for all of this thorough information. I have a couple of questions that I don't think are addressed in the documentation that we received. First question is, regarding the power being produced at the site, will all of it be going to ThyssenKrupp, or will they just be receiving, an allotted portion of it and the rest be sold in the market?
Mr. Roberts, if you or anyone from your team would like to come forward, please.
Thank you. Alderwoman Teague, good evening. 40% of the power is what we're limited to export to ThyssenKrupp. Okay. And they'll receive a credit on their bill from Ameren with a discount on the electricity price that they pay.
Alderman Teagan, speaking to Mr. Rand, they expected it to be in excess of $100,000 a year, and if they were able to combine the other project, their own solar project, that would be an additional couple $100,000. Their other solar project is somewhat contingent upon the passage of this. So in sum, it's my understanding that this would save them approximately $300,000 or more a year in terms of their operational cost.
Okay. And then my next question is, as it relates to the $800,000 of economic development dollars that are coming to the city, Mayor, what is the plan for the use of those dollars?
My thought was if they were going to be taking away one of our greatest opportunities or limiting one of our greatest opportunities for economic development in this community, that we needed some way to make up for that. One of the things you all know is that oftentimes when new developments come, they ask for incentive money. And while we do have some budgeted to the tune of around $2 million in our current budget, having additional funds is always helpful. So my suggestion to the council would be, and we would have to do a budget amendment for the receipt of this money, would be that we put this aside for economic development purposes to either help retain or retain existing business in the community or to recruit additional business.
Okay, thank you. Those are the only questions I have.
Thank you, Alderman Teague. Yes, Chairman Corr.
Thanks, Mayor. The additional incentives, would those be included with this project, or would those not be? On your first page, Lynch Road Industrial Site, available incentives, will they be eligible for those incentives as well?
I believe the petitioners mentioned during their Planning and Zoning Commission they will not be seeking the enterprise zone property tax abatement. If I'm correct.
That's correct. That was part of their submission.
And so the sales tax edge and all that are mute in this.
But they can still claim for it, but it's their decision if they would like to.
Well, I mean, if it's a reduction of property tax, then we have no benefit in generating more property tax if that's one of the incentives, and they're eligible to obtain it.
Well, in their application, they said that they would not, so I would expect that we would hold them and that they would comply with that agreement.
Okay. And I've driven out many times trying to get in my mind exactly where this site was, in relationship to the church and to Town Machine and things, and no, the map kind of shows it. This is a tough one. I mean, it being kind of right, not down the middle, but it blocks a large portion of a contingent development, but yet it still leaves quite a bit of a developable land. And the fact that ThyssenKrupp is going to be able to benefit by 40%, plus possibly putting their own solar in too, to reduce their costs, which in turn benefits them, and it makes us a more viable community to remain in. It's tough. I mean, I keep going back and forth, but you've met everything, all the requirements the city requested. you pass the zoning unanimously, so it would take 10 votes by this council to overturn the development.
No, it's only
No, it's not a
seven.
supermajority. Oh, I thought it was a supermajority.
No. If they vote something down and we wish to pass it,
Oh, okay.
then
So it
it's a
only takes 7.
supermajority.
Well, with that theory, but but anyway, at this time, I've not been convinced not to support it. I wish the incentives were, the community benefits were greater, but they are needed, irregardless. I mean, money going to the Fisher is always helpful. I joked with, I can't remember, it was Eric or who, I said, tell them to give us $1 million a year for new fire stations, and you'll have a bargain. But that's unrealistic too. But like I say, at this time I see no reason I can't support it. So I appreciate your due diligence. Appreciate everything you've done in meeting the criteria. And as Eric said, I mean, this has been out there for 40 years, looking for some type of development. And, perhaps if we were further away from the Indiana line, it'd be, more of an opportunity for developing that. But when, you can move a little ways away and cut your minimum wage in half, I mean, it's kind of tough. So in order, if, and I know ThyssenKrupp ain't going anywhere, they've been great partners over the years. I had many friends that work there in various departments. And so I will be supporting this, so thank you.
Chairman, when Mr. Bucher and Mr. Roberts came to us, I shared with them the concerns that I hear from people here all the time. Number one, you have some folks who just aren't for solar, period, right? I say, I understand folks' concerns, but I think that that's unrealistic in the world we live in to say that we're not going to have any solar in our community. The second objection is that it would be on farmland. And again, I understand that concern, but also I do believe it's America and people have the right to do what they wish with their land as long as it's not harming anyone else. And also, we don't have any residential neighbors nearby, and some of the other installations that are proposed throughout the county, I understand because people are going to have to look at them. Well, folks might have to look at them on to or from their way to work, but they're not going to too much otherwise for the most part. Another concern that I said is, people always say, Mayor, all these things come to town and we don't get anything from it. So what isn't it for us? And so when they said that they were going to be providing power to one of our leading industries, I thought that's definitely a good thing. And then when Mr. Rand shared with me how much it would save them, I thought it was good. But I have to tell you, though, it still stung a lot to have one of our mega sites be bifurcated like this, right? Because as you all know, one of the biggest challenges we have outside of state climate with recruiting industry to our area is that we either have the acreage without the utilities or the utilities without the acreage. This is a place where you could accomplish both. So it makes it a little bit challenging, and that's why, based on the questions that you all had and that we had Mumachu at work with Vermilion Advantage and with the state, with DECIO, to see what kind of project interest have we had around these levels. So I said, okay, it's great that you're helping Krupp, but that helps, a couple hundred employees. It helps a good business, but how is that going to help the general public? And then that's when they came to me and said, well, at first it was, maybe we could do a little something for the library and the fire department, a little bit of equipment or something. And I said, that's not going to quite cut it, fellas. So then they came to us and said, well, what if we did this for the Fisher Theater? And I said, that's wonderful. The Fisher is great. It's the heart of downtown, but we would need to look further than that. And they came up with another proposal for $200,000. And eventually we were able to come where we are today. So we made a long stride, which I'm proud of. And again, if we're going to hinder our opportunity for economic development, for them providing funds for us to help maintain business or to recruit business, I think is a good thing. Yes, Alderman.
I agree with a lot of the points that you made, Mayor, and others have made as well. And certainly, we try to respect neighbors, especially when it's residential. This is an industrially zoned area, so you should expect to see things that are reflective of an industrially zoned area. I'd like to publicly acknowledge and thank the Hanna family for the last 40 years of willingness to work with us as the city and Vermilion Advantage to make this a possible development site. And while you always hate to lose land, I have less of a concern with the splitting of the property because the railroad tracks already did that. We looked at various projects. Nobody was going to build across those railroad tracks. So theoretically, we're pushing the site a little further to the north, but there's still a lot of ground there. And if we're ever fortunate to land a big one, we'll find the ground if that's necessary. There's other potential up north. The other thing is the importance of satisfying a desire and a need of ThyssenKrupp. I mean, look at the investment they've made in this community. We've had some very significant losses in recent times, and anything we can do to continue to support one of our largest and most successful industries, we need to support. So I appreciate some of the other thoughts regarding the visual aspects of it. Probably not my favorite either. A lot of landscaping can go a long way to hide that. But it is, I agree with the mayor, it is a reality, and we're better off to benefit from it than to see someone else benefit from it. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman. Alderman Cooper.
Just a couple of questions. It's zoned industrial. How come we need a special use for it?
So earlier in 2025, we did a zoning amendment to our zoning ordinance regarding the permitting of solar. Prior to that, solar was permitted by right in our in our industrial districts, but based on a lot of, because we had a lot of solar requests, which was questioned a lot during a lot of our councils. So we ended up updating our zoning ordinance by making it special use permit for industrial or ag, and developing a new solar ordinance with a lot of regulations and need for studies to put for any petitioner to come forward with requests like this.
Alderman, essentially it was to protect neighbors, to protect our long-term investment, and also just make sure that things are safe.
Okay, and I'm looking at this map, and this is just north of the railroad tracks. How close is it to the church?
Quite a ways away.
If you look at the map, Alderman Cooper, look at the one that you received at your seat tonight with the blue bar at the top. You can see it more easily there. If you look where the 40-acre site is, up just to the northwest of that at that bend, that's where the church is located.
I think it's about 1,000 feet away. I don't remember the precise
Yeah, the
number.
church is approximately about 1/8 of a mile from the railroad track.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay, question, if a buffer's needed between that and the church, keep it out of sight, is that possible or not?
I believe that would be possible, yes, sir.
I would probably encourage you to do that if it's passed.
Alderman Pickering.
Just a question about the side area of 40 acres and the side area 170 acres. I mean, why are those highlighted for any reason, or?
These are all part of the proposed parcels of the original mega site. So altogether, that's the 270 acres.
Okay, but they're only, the 66 is the only acreage.
That's
that they
correct,
have.
the red portion.
Okay.
So that would leave,
Right.
hopefully we could work with the Hannas to find a good use of that other land.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Alderman Cooper.
Say it broke up into 3 different sections, right? One of these, well, explain what you're doing. Some of this is going to ThyssenKrupp.
Oh, the power generated to?
Right.
Yes, sir. So under Illinois state law, a project of this kind, a community solar project, can only sell up to 40% of our power to any one, I think it's one power customer, so one entity. So we usually, what we do is we sell 40% to one large customer, 40% to another, and then 20% to a third. So that might be ThyssenKrupp, another large energy consumer, a smaller energy consumer somewhere. At this stage of the development cycle, we don't actually usually have we call it offtake, who's going to buy the power, nailed down. You know, we get a little bit further, we start construction, and then we start looking around. It's almost never a problem to find folks to take this power because you get a discount on your power bill. Who doesn't want that? So right now we have, we've been in advanced talks with ThyssenKrupp to give them the maximum amount from both projects that we're allowed to. So 40% of each project. There are technically speaking 2 projects.
So I assume they committed to it.
I'm not sure we have anything.
Yeah, so we haven't signed an official contract on it yet, or the power purchase agreement, but it is our intent that, barring this is all passed through. I mean, the 40% certainly helps our business to reduce our overall cost, so it's our intent to proceed with it.
Then if we have a big windstorm, like some areas you've seen with these solar panels where they've been scattered all over the place, who's responsible? You guys are all responsible for that?
We
40 years, I assume?
Yes, sir. So we are owner-operators for the next 40 years. We fully intend, our business model is based upon owning this site and other sites, of course, that we develop, but this site for the next 40 years, maintaining it. And if anything were to break, if any of the panels get damaged, I believe they actually do quite robust sort of wind resistance tests, but if any of the panels break, we are no longer making money until such time as they are fixed. So we have a strong incentive to fix those as soon as possible.
As far as weeds or any upkeep on the property, you're going to accept all that responsibility, I assume, also?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we sign with the state. I think we actually already have signed it. It's called an Agricultural Impact Mitigation Agreement, an AIMA, which is meant to protect the land for future agricultural uses. So it has weed control and maintenance, rules about what kind of spraying you can do on the site, making sure that we plant pollinators, retain topsoil, this sort of thing. But included in that is a commitment to, I believe we have to mow by statute at least 3 times a year.
And does this affect the farmland in any way?
It does. It is, as I understand it, an improvement in the farmland. Over the course of the project's life, we plant ground cover. The solar panels only cover about 35 to 40% of the land between all the other space that's used. We plant native grasses and pollinator-friendly crops in the rest of the site and leave them there for quite some time. I think in the packet that you all received on, oh goodness, which page is it? Yeah, page 9. It's like this. You can see the fellow holding the roots there. My understanding is, and we have an engineer who can answer in more technical detail, that having plants that have a long-term developed root system and the reduction in the sort of repeated turnover and treatment of the land that happens with, sort of alternating between corn and soybeans does improve the quality of the soil. And the impacts that the solar panels have are very limited. They're mounted on steel beams that are sunk into the earth. So when the project is decommissioned, we take the solar panels away and recycle them. We pull out the beams, you do a little disking, and it's ready to farm.
This is not toward you, but Logan or somebody over there, across the street, you've got a solar farm also, not too far from this. How many acres is that? And did we have anything to do with that as far as the city council or anything?
No, that was before city council approved the change to special use permit only. That was one of the last projects that was a permitted use by right in industrial. I think that's about 20 or 30 acres by memory.
And Alderman, some of the reason why we requested changes too was because we had a few issues with site maintenance and stuff, and because we didn't have anything ordinance, we didn't have a way to manage the problem. And now that we didn't, with this we do.
Yeah, and I'm glad we are, and I think they've met all the answers to that, haven't they?
Yes, sir. Alderman T.
Something came up that actually leads to a follow-up question for me, which is, by developing this project, would the power produced then be available to any manufacturing or any industry that might develop on that 170 acres? I think I know the answer, but.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, so I've spoken with Ameren. I asked the same question of Ameren. They basically said that isn't quite how it works. It can work that way, and depending on how their grid is set up in this specific location for the remainder of the mega site, the 170 acres to the south, they can't make that power available due to, I don't know why. They basically said reliability of solar farms and that type of thing. They don't make it available. However, it could potentially.
Whether they be the 170 or even the 40, right?
Yeah.
So,
Ameren doesn't rely on the power savings.
Ameren does not rely on the power savings. I can understand that, and I had that conversation with Logan recently. However, in terms of anyone looking to develop a site who has a high amount of power usage, if they approach Soltage, is it possible for you to sell power to them at a later time? Because if I understand, based on what Mr. Boucher said, or Boucher, I'm sorry, I mispronounced your name. Mr. Boucher said earlier, 40% is going to ThyssenKrupp. Another 40% could go to someone else, and that someone else has yet to have been identified. So if someone else said, oh, you know what, now this site becomes really attractive to me because there's power nearby, could someone else potentially buy power from you? Not saying that you might not already have it sold by the time that happens. I'm just theoretically.
The answer to your question is yes.
Okay.
The way this community solar works, I build projects all over the state, including quite a few that are in Vermilion County. So we have other projects. Any project that's in Ameren service territory could serve an industrial client's needs, and we do work with businesses in Illinois all the time on that front.
Okay, thank you. And I want to comment on what Director Rui just said, and then also just express my opinion on this. It is my understanding, based on a conversation I had recently with Mr. Kronk, is that Ameren doesn't count it because you have to, the way that Ameren counts power does not account for solar. Right? It's not that solar can't be used in any other facility, but that the way that Ameren counts power as it relates to availability and usage, they never account for solar in that. Is that an accurate explanation, assessment of your explanation?
Yeah, that's basically my understanding is they don't, the way I was asking the question to Ameren was, hey, if it's saved from not being used at ThyssenKrupp, does that make it available at other sites here? And they basically said, no, that's not how it works.
Right.
In generality, yeah.
Which is about the power usage of our entire region, correct?
Yeah.
Which is, I want to make sure that I'm providing clarity, because that was not the question that I was asking, but it is pertinent information. Because the question that I was asking was about the power production at the facility, and if the power production at that facility could be used at another facility, because only 40% is going to ThyssenKrupp, which leaves 60% still available, but they could still sell that 60% elsewhere, and it could make a site that's been waiting for use for 40 years, potentially, this is all speculation, but potentially more attractive to some industry who uses a lot of power. So that's my thought on that. Additionally, my thought on this is I'm planning to support this for a variety of reasons. Number one, because planning and zoning, who does much more detailed vetting than we do in this meeting, obviously passed it unanimously. Secondly, because the Hanna family has been waiting and diligently waiting for 40 years for some Superman manufacturing or some other industrial facility to come swoop in, bearing the cost of that for over 40 years, and that has yet to happen. And it seems to me like if we are trying to wait for something else to show up, that we might be waiting in vain. A bird in the hand beats two in the bush. And so it makes more sense to me to be able to capitalize on what's coming in here, especially considering that they are not planning to take the tax abatement that there that is available with the enterprise zone. So we still retain the tax dollars. We also get additional incentive. The land is able to be used, and the Hanna family has every right to do whatever they want to do with the land that they own. It's their right as landowner. What we have the right to do is say, does this meet our requirements for a solar project based on the ordinance changes that were made last year regarding solar in light industrial and ag zones. And so having met all of our requirements, in my mind, I can't see a justification for why we would not approve this, because if someone who meets all of our requirements isn't approved, then you're basically saying that you should never have solar in the city of Danville. And so for those reasons, I plan to support this because it just makes perfect sense to me. And I know the amount of time that Soltage has spent on this project. They've been in the community for a while and reaching out to us for a while. And so they've done their due diligence and they've done their homework, which has not been the case for many of the solar projects that we've had in our city. And so to me, this shows that Danville is open for business and ready to do business, particularly with those who adhere to the standards that we set for what we would like to see. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor.
Yes, Alderman Butler, and then.
Yes, it all sounds good. And it seemed like to me that, there are several people that will be benefiting for the solar panel and to, especially to the family. I just have some concerns about, not big concerns now. If the church ever want to buy some land, is there any expansion room for them to expand toward the solar?
Alderman Butler, they own a lot of land yet that they could still build on, and there also is adjoining land that could be acquired as well.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's for the church.
Yes.
I'm talking about the church. Okay. And as well, I appreciate the 47 jobs that's being created, and I'm hoping that there's some of Danville men's or women will be able to work with the solar as well. Now, my last question is that you said the 40%, and then Sister Tig, capped on the other 60%. Now, the solar panels can only produce 40% at a time. I mean, is there something to control the percentage that is being delivered?
Alderman, there's
and does the power company get the other 60% in the meantime?
There's the state law that says that there's a cap on that you can only provide up to 40% of your power to one source. So they're still providing 100% of power, just only 40% of it can go to Krupp.
Yeah, so otherwise then the other 60% is being stored.
Well, no, it will be available for other users. It'll be sold to other users.
Yeah, it will be, but in the meantime, it's not. Just the 40% would be going to ThyssenKrupp.
Gentlemen, I'll defer to you.
When we build a project, it takes a lot of capital, and we borrow money from banks to build the project.
Right.
And when we're going through the underwriting process to show them how we will pay it back with the revenue, the first question they ask is, are you 100% subscribed? So they will want, the people that we are selling the power, they'll want to see the contracts associated for 100% of the output of the project. So right now we're negotiating with ThyssenKrupp on 40%, and we hope to expand negotiation to include other businesses or possibly residences. And but for us to finance the project with the banks that will loan the capital that it'll take to build it, which we're very good at, it will have it 100% of the power will be committed to customers, if that helps.
But it is generating 100%, right?
Yes.
Okay.
100% of the power that comes out of it will be going to a customer.
You're right. Okay, but only 40%
goes to ThyssenKrupp.
Yeah, ThyssenKrupp.
Yes, sir.
And so the other 60%.
We'll go to another business. Well, and we're limited at a maximum total of 40%. So usually it's most efficient for us, 40%, 40%, 20%. 3 businesses signing up to the power is standard.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, I think I can handle that.
Okay. Thank you.
Alderman Pritchard.
Yeah, Mayor, I'm not an authorized spokesperson for the Second Church of Christ, but I attend there and I worship there. And knowing the layout of this, the church is just growing by leaps and bounds. I mean, when I started, it was 1,200 people. Then it went to 15, 1750, 18, 1906, you know, in attendance. I mean, it's unreal. And I think the people there are a little bit concerned what's going to happen, what are we going to do, you know? And like I said, that's not official from them. But anyway, that farm ground is worth lots of money. That's good ground. I'm not opposed to the second site, the 66 acres. I'm not opposed to that, but I'm opposed to the other because it will landlock the church in.
Alderman, this is only for the 66 acres, so this is only the parcel that's outlined in red. That 40 acres is part of the larger mega site that we've been marketing to folks of 270 acres. So that is not part of this project. That will remain separate.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Any further discussion or debate? Chairman.
I'm going back to the Aqua Solar Project. Some of you were on the council then, and we did not have an ordinance for solar or anything else. And of course, that went just above Horseshoe Pond. A lot of trees and things right in the middle of a neighborhood by the hospital and things. And I don't know, Eve, I mean, that project, there's been no complaints, no issues. It provides 100% power because Aqua did it on their own. So they can use 100% of the power they produce for that facility. And they're pretty much electric independent on powering that whole plant. So it's very important for businesses to be able to find a way to offset the cost of electricity, especially large uses or large users. So, I mean, I think it's going to be a win-win for ThyssenKrupp, and I don't think they'll have a bit of problem getting rid of that other 60%.
I agree. All right. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Alderman Butler,
Yes.
DeToy,
No.
Pritchard,
No.
Hightower,
No.
Johnson.
Yes.
I'm sorry, thank you. O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Streebing, Pickering,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Arns,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
10 yes.
10 yes, the motion carries. We have before you the payrolls of March 6th and March 13th. Is there a motion to approve those?
So move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman DeToy,
Yes.
Pritchard,
Yes.
Hightower,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Arns,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
13 yes.
13 yes, the motion carries. You also have before you the vouchers payable of March 10th and 17th, 2026. Is there a motion to approve those?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Pritchard,
Yes.
Hightower,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Arns,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
DeToy,
Yes.
13 yes.
13 yes, the motion carries. At this time, we will receive our Public Works Committee report. Chairman Poor.
Thank you, Mayor. If there's no objection, I'd like to take 11A and B together. They're both programs dealing with the ceiling programs. Resolution 11A is awarding a contract for bid 7095, 2026 Cape Seal program. Resolution 11B is awarding a contract for bid 796, 2026 Seal Coat program. Again, no objection, like move to dispense reading, ask for approval of both A and B, and I'll need a second.
Second.
Questions? Okay, roll call on 11A and B.
Alderman Hightower?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
O'Kane?
Yes.
Poor?
Yes.
Strebe? Pickering?
Yes.
Teague?
Yes.
Ludwig?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Arns?
Yes.
Cooper?
Yes.
Butler?
Yes.
DeToy?
Yes.
Pashard?
Yes.
13 yes.
13 yes, thank you. 11C is a resolution amending the fiscal year 25-26 budget to reflect the increased IDA and half for grant amounts. Move to dispense reading, ask for approval, and I'll need a second.
Second.
Questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Johnson?
Yes.
O'Kane?
Yes.
Poor?
Yes.
Pickering?
Yes.
Teague?
Yes.
Ludwig?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Arns?
Yes.
Cooper?
Yes.
Butler?
Yes.
DeToy?
Yes.
Pashard?
Yes.
Hightower?
Yes.
13 yes.
13 yes, thank you. If there's no objection, I'd like to take 11, D, E, and F together. They all deal with demolitions. D is a resolution awarding the contract for bid number 791, Downtown Danville Demolition Project, 124, 128 North Walnut Street. 11E is a resolution awarding the contract for bid number 772, Downtown Danville Demolition Project, 605, 615 North Vermilion Street. And 11F is a resolution awarding a contract for bid 793, Downtown Danville Demolition Project, 125, 129, and 131 North Vermilion Street. Again, move to dispense reading, ask for approval, and need a second.
Second.
Okay, questions? Alderman Arns.
Regarding the specifications, is is the city covering dump fees, and or are there any additional charges that will be in addition to these amounts?
So the way these three bid packages were assembled were to make the contractor initially responsible for the dumping fees. It could be reevaluated at a later date. To be quite frank, the strategy was to, since they're brick buildings, see if they could get creative to stay out of the dump. So the specifications included the contractor dumping to the landfill, the brickyard. Yeah.
The only other thing is I hope we have some other big ones coming too. Rick's Furniture and T.H. Schneider and some of those. I assume they're being worked on.
Yeah.
One other thing I'd just like to make a note of. So the one thing that's not included in the specifications currently that we know will be coming is, and that's because we're basically needing to get, from a structural engineer standpoint, they wanted to get the building pulled away so that they know how to seal up the building to the north. So there will be an addition coming there, whether that's a separate contract or a change order to this one, yet to be determined. So.
Alderman Teague.
On, which one is this? 11F, I noticed that the lowest bid is struck. Curious to know.
It's a clerical error
details.
on their end. I do not believe they're bidding on the right structure for that.
They
bid
called and
submittal.
requested withdrawal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they pulled it.
Okay, thank you.
Alderman Cooper.
You know, we ended up buying this building, that fitness building, because it was unsafe.
Yeah.
What are we doing with Heartland Fair or Heartland building across the street? That thing's pretty close to being in the same situation.
Thankfully, it's not as bad.
It's not as bad. It is not as structurally as bad. The roof has not gotten to a condition that we're aware of being condemned yet, but we're keeping an eye on it.
But, you know, are we going to get into the same situation where we're going to be buying this building and demo it too? I mean, that's a concern.
The building, I am unsure of the tax status of that building. And so I don't know if anyone will be doing anything to that building.
It's stuck in a revolving door of property taxes because nobody wants to take the liability of the structure.
Okay, as a city, are we doing anything? Are we writing it up for a bunch of violations? And
Yeah. Everything that we can do in our legal power right now is being done on that structure. I am personally babysitting it.
But it needs to go. I mean, Downtown starting to look pretty good. With these two buildings being gone, that Heartland building really needs to go too. I just hope we're not gonna be stuck with it and then we're gonna be tearing it down. If we can avoid it. Anyway.
Well,
Agreed.
Alderman Butler.
All right, did I hear Cooper said something about the Adam building?
No.
Heartland building.
Heartland building, the old Sears Alderman.
Yeah, okay, that's so that Adam building there, when we had a contractor or engineer go in and do his assessment, I mean, whatever become of it?
It's boarded.
Yeah. Alderman Butler, I'll speak. It's been a bit since I visited the report. Initially, we just wanted to see the cost differences between demolishing it and rehabilitating it. The consultant came up with an $8 to $9 million rehabilitation assessment to get it back to its current state. That's not even considering getting it into the current building code of accessibility, energy code, et cetera. There are other items we're investigating to make it more feasible for redevelopment, but we have no developers interested in the property at this time.
And so we're just holding on to it until it continues to deteriorate, or what?
The city of Danville does not own.
So we don't own it?
We do not. We're truly we investigated it with the permission of the current landowner to see what the feasibility of redevelopment was, trying to save it.
And so we're still making contact with the owner to see what he's going to do with it.
He will not be doing anything with this structure. He's also not paying the property taxes on it, but at structures that hold such great liability,
right,
sometimes it's smart for the taxing bodies to not accept that liability, meaning the Vermilion County trustee.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, roll call please on 11D, E, and F.
Alderman O'Kane.
Yes.
Poor.
Yes.
Pickering.
Yes.
Teague.
Yes.
Ludwig.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Arns.
Yes.
Cooper.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
DeToy.
Yes.
Pashard.
Yes.
Hightower.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
13 yes.
13 yes, thank you. 11G is a resolution awarding bid number 794 for environmental remediation of properties on North Vermilion Street and North Hazel Street through the U.S. EPA Site Cleanup Grant and amending the Fund 704 budget for fiscal year 25-26 and fiscal year 26-27. Move to dispense with reading, ask for your approval, need a second.
Second.
Questions? Okay, roll call please.
Alderman Pickering.
Yes.
Teague.
Yes.
Ludwig.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Arns.
Yes.
Cooper.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
DeToy.
Yes.
Pashard.
Yes.
Hightower.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
O'Kane.
Yes.
Poor.
Yes.
13 yes.
13 yes. Item of information? Nope. Mayor, that concludes our report.
Thank you, Chairman Poor. At this time, we'll receive our Public Services Committee report. Vice Chairman Pickering.
Thank you, Mayor. 12A is approving an application to the Office of the Illinois Attorney General for the fiscal year 27 Organized Retail Crime Grant. At this time, I make a motion to dispense with the reading and ask for their approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion or debate? Roll call, please.
Alderman Teague.
Yes.
Ludwig.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Arns.
Yes.
Cooper.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
DeToy.
Yes.
Pashard.
Yes.
Hightower.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
O'Kane.
Yes.
Poor.
Yes.
Pickering.
Yes.
13 yes.
Thank you. 12B is accepting an award from the Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board, ILETSB, for the fiscal year 26 Law Enforcement Camera Grant. At this time, I make a motion to dispense with the reading and ask for their approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion or debate? Roll call, please.
Alderman Ludwig.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Arns.
Yes.
Cooper.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
DeToy.
Yes.
Pashard.
Yes.
Hightower.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
O'Kane.
Yes.
Poor.
Yes.
Pickering.
Yes.
Teague.
Yes.
13 yes.
Any items of information from public service? Items of information, our meeting will be next Tuesday, March the 25th at 6 o'clock in these chambers. Thank you, Mayor. That concludes our report.
Thank you, Vice Chairman. Items of information for the good of the cause. One that I would reiterate for everyone is that our Jaguars are in the Sweet 16. They're playing right after this at 8 o'clock. So if you can, go out there and cheer them on. If they win tonight, they have one more game Friday, and if they win that, then we'll be in the championship game. So go Jaguars. We had a great cleanup. I meant to mention this earlier. I want to thank Keep Vermillion County Beautiful, Katie Osterber and Elizabeth Cannon, who helped us organize that. Steve Lane, former staff member, always does a great job with that. And we had a number of our own staff member and Alderman Cooper and Pickering were out there too. So thank you guys for coming to help clean up. It wasn't as cold as it has been, was it, Katie? So we thankfully it wasn't ridiculous. Are there any other items of information for the good of the cause? Yes, Mr. Butler.
Yes, I have one, and I'd like to congratulate Alderman Tigg, and for a job well done there winning first place. And I asked her earlier there for a dance, said might kind of teach me some moves. Congratulations to her.
Congratulations. I hated that the symphony, the 200th anniversary celebration where they were premiering a new piece we had commissioned was at the same exact time. So I'm going to pull all the nonprofits together here soon so we can try to work on calendars and make sure we don't compete with each other on those big days. So any other items of information for the good of the cause? Yes, Alderman Jones.
I wanted to give a big shout out to Lionheart Wrestling, Intense Wrestling Club. We went to state this past weekend, and we had 5 attend state, and we had 3 that placed. 1 placed 5th, 1 placed 2nd, and 1 placed 5th. So It's a big shout out to the girls that placed and everybody that attended state.
Great.
Thanks,
and on top of that note, I think one of my little nieces was in it as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. She ended up making it to. She lost won one and lost 2, so she got put out.
Yeah.
But she made it to state.
Yeah, I know she did.
Emery Wright, Lalani Cruz, Tyrone Wright, Leah Jones, and Jakira Noyes were the 5 that made it to state.
Yeah. All right, 7 years.
All right, at this time, I would entertain a motion to go into closed session under Section 2C1 to discuss specific employees and under Section 2C2 to discuss collective bargaining matters and salary schedules. Is there a motion to do so?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Alderman Butler.
Okay. If I don't want to get kicked in the shins, I'm going to have to say yes.
DeToy. Bouchard.
Yes.
Hightower.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
O'Kane.
Yes.
Poor.
Yes.
Pickering.
Yes.
Teague.
Yes.
Ludwig.
Yes.
Jones.
Yeah.
Arns.
Yes.
Cooper. 12 yes.
12 yes. We are adjourned to closed session. There will be action taken afterwards. motion to return to open session?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right, you have before you Resolution 15, approving a collective bargaining agreement between the City of Danville, Illinois and the Danville Firefighters Union, Local 429. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any, before there's any discussion or debate, as we discussed in closed session, I would recommend that you vote no on this contract. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Alderman Pickering,
Yes.
Wait, what about discussion or debate?
I'm sorry, is there any discussion? No one raised their hand.
Okay.
Or, is there any discussion or debate? Roll call vote.
Alderman Pickering,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Ludwig,
No.
Jones,
No.
Arns,
No.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
No.
DeToy,
No.
Pritchard,
No.
Hightower,
I'm going to abstain because these young men and women put their lives on the line daily to protect us. And I believe there's no amount of money that could take care of them or not. So I'm going to abstain because I'm not real happy that we're going to knock them down. I don't believe in that.
Thank you, Alderman.
Alderman Johnson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
No.
5 yes.
5 yes, the motion fails. At this time, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.